welcome to my channel. If you are new, hey there, I'm Nicole. It's nice to meet you. Thanks for clicking on this video. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. How are you doing? Thank you so much for clicking on this video as well. So today's video is for the March polish pickup. The polish pickup for March opens this Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. If you are new and have no idea what polish pickup is, it is a really massive indie collaboration between many indie nail polish brands. There are a variety of products available from the obvious of nail polish to lotions, wax melts, we have sugar scrubs, sometimes there's jewelry. There is like quite a lot of products. I will have all of the information down in the description box if you would like to learn more about polish pickup. I will also have links to the Polish Pickup website, the Polish Pickup UK website if you're outside of the US. I will have the Polish Pickup social media pages, my social media pages, and finally a link to my blog post that hosts all of my swatch photos. Also down in the description box I will have timestamps if you'd like to jump ahead to certain polishes. I think that's everything. Is there anything else I have to say? No, I don't think so. Alright, so let's just get into this video. First up we have all Mixed Up Lacquers with Treasure of the Seas. This polish was inspired by the crystal treasures that you find in the ocean. Described as being a sparkly aquamarine shimmer that also shifts to a golden, light blue, teal, and sea foam green. It's priced at $12.50 for 15 ml and has a cap of 250 bottles. Treasure of the Seas had a wonderful formula. It is fairly sheer, so you will definitely want to build this one up in 3 coats for the most opacity. It can also be used as a topper if that is more your jam. So the shimmer in here was very color shifty. I did not see any brush strokes through the shimmer once it was dry. In person, I was seeing like a green to blue to purple color shift. So I swatched this polish in 3 coats, and I also swatched it in 1 coat over Hollow Taco's Work Bestie, which is a purple creme polish. I did have some visible nail lines since this one is on the more sheer side. It applies very evenly, so if you don't mind super obvious visible nail line, it is passable in 2 coats. Personally, I liked it in 3 coats as well as a topper. Nothing in here will be difficult to remove, and I did not experience any staining. Next up we have Bee's Knees Lacquer with Valorous. This polish is inspired by the City of Starlight from the ACOTAR series and is described as being a black to blue to purple multichrome base with a gold light reflective glitter. It's priced at $13 for 15 ml and has no cap. Valorous had a really great formula. The base did not feel overly thick or thin, and I had 0 application issues. The reflective glitters in here will give this polish quite a bit of texture. I would recommend using a glitter smoothing top coat before going in with your regular top coat. I found it with 1 coat of top coat, it wasn't quite as smooth as I would like. If you like textured polishes, you can definitely wear this one without top coat and have like a nice like kind of sandpaper-y like finish. Reflective glitters in here are extremely sparkly. I actually swatched this one during the day, so I was able to get some natural light shots. It was an extremely sunny day, and I found like just the perfect angle to really show how these reflective glitters are going to look in under like direct sunlight. But just know how this reflective polish and any other reflective polish looks to you is going to highly depend on your light source. So every source of lighting is going to look completely different. So removal on this polish is going to be on the more messy side due to all those reflective glitters. I would highly recommend soaking this polish off or pairing it with a peel-off base coat for the easiest and least messy removal experience. Also, I think this one is going to look best in 3 coats or pair it with a more opaque base. Next up we have Cameo Colors Lacquers with You're Riding It, Dude! This polish is inspired by the tubular sea turtles riding the EAC. It's described as being a muted ultramarine base full of a green to champagne to blush shimmer, scattered holographic sparkle, as well as metallic microflakes and silver hollow microflakes. It's priced at $12.50 for 15 ml and has a cap of 200 bottles. This polish will also come with a little baggie of sea turtle shaped glitters, and $1 from every bottle sold will be donated to the Sea Turtle Conservancy. Wow, sorry, that did not want to come out. This polish had a fantastic formula. So this polish has like a ton of components and whatnots and doodads in it. I found it is extremely sparkly in person. It was also extremely holographic under like direct sunlight. I think it's going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on your own personal preference. And just a heads up for those cute little sea turtle glitters, I did find that the base was just a bit more opaque than I personally would like to layer the turtles like in between the layers of the polish. I thought it looked best just sticking the turtles on top of like however many coats you do and then adding like 2 coats of top coat. The turtles are pretty big, so you're not going to get a perfectly smooth finish. On my thumbnail, I showed it in 2 coats with 1 coat being over the sea turtles. All my other swatches are in 3 coats with 2 coats of top coat over the turtle nails. Removal on this polish will not be overly difficult. You will, however, want top coat for a glossy finish. Next up, we have Color Spectrum Polish with The Gift of Beauty. This polish was inspired by Flora from Sleeping Beauty, and it's described as being a red jelly polish with a gold shimmer and reflective glitters. It's priced at $12.50 for 13 ml and has a cap of 115 bottles. So just a heads up, my camera does not get along well with red polishes with gold shimmer. They will always pull extremely orange. My swatch photos are going to be more color accurate than the live swatch portion. So this polish had a beautiful jelly formula. I found that the shimmer in here was very strong and gave this a really pretty glow. I honestly had a really hard time photographing the reflective glitters. I could see the sparkle in person, like my eyes were seeing it. But for whatever reason, like I had my flash and it just was not photographing or showing up in the video. Since this one is a jelly, I did have some visible nail line that I believe will translate to natural nails. If you go in for very thin coats, it will be even more obvious. Removal in this polish will not be overly difficult. I soaked it off with no issues. Next up, we have Crystal Knockout with Astrology Owl. This polish was inspired by Celeste from Animal Crossing. So this polish is described as being a bright pink to a pale pink thermal polish with matte navy glitters, baby blue dots, and periwinkle and bright blue hex glitters. It's priced at $11 for 15 ml and has no cap. Astrology Owl had a really nice formula. This polish did feel on the thicker side of normal, but it is around what I come to expect from a polish that just has so much glitter packed into it. I did not need to hold the bottle upside down or do any fishing. All of the glitters came out very easily. What you just saw there, so for these kind of polishes, if you have longer nails, I highly recommend just kind of wiping the sides of your nails a little bit just to get excess polish and glitter off of the sides, just so that you don't totally lose your shape. Also, doing that will also make your polish last a little bit longer, as you won't have any issues with the glitters like snagging on the sides of your nail. The thermal aspect in here started changing on me right away. So I found what I was seeing on my nails, it was like a very pale pink leaning towards white. And then when I pulled out my hair dryer to get this shot here, I noticed that with the hair dryer that it looked definitely more like a sheer milky white versus like a pale baby pink. So you're going to get quite a range of color from this thermal. I do want to note one last thing. If you are unfamiliar with applying like glitter heavy polishes, especially when there are chunky glitters, I could potentially see you having a bit of a difficult time with this one because it is on the thicker side. I did not personally have any issues, but I feel like I have quite a bit of practice on applying polishes like these. Just a heads up if you are new, it's definitely doable and user-friendly for beginners, but the polishing experience is going to be a little bit different from other types of polishes. And finally, removal on this polish will be on the difficult side, especially if you try to scrub this one off. I personally used a peel-off base coat, but you could also soak this one off with no issues. And now we have Cupcake Polish with Very Peri. This polish was inspired by the Pantone 2022 Color of the Year. It is described as being a periwinkle base packed with reflective glitter and a tiny bit of holographic glitter for extra sparkle. It's priced at $13 for 15 ml and has no cap. Very Peri had a fantastic formula. The base did not feel overly thick at all despite being absolutely crammed with glitter. The reflective glitters will give this one quite a bit of texture. I would recommend pairing it with 2 coats of top coat for the smoothest finish possible. And because this one dries down so textured, if you like textured polishes, I would say this will be fantastic to wear without top coat. It reminded me quite a bit of the Zoya Pixie Dust line polishes. So this is extremely sparkly in person. Like, you get like a double whammy from both the reflective glitter and the holographic glitter. I think it's going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on nail length and personal preference. I did find that that third coat did deepen the color on the nail quite a bit. So to smooth this one out, I did pair it with the Glisten Glow glitter grabber before going in with my KBShimmer quick dry top coat. Removal on this polish will be on the messy and difficult side, especially if you choose to scrub this one off. I soaked it off with no issues. Next up, we have Damn Polish with That Is America's Butt. This polish was inspired by Steve Rogers wielding Thor's hammer. It is described as being a full coverage reflective glitter bomb with red, silver, and blue glitters. There are also some silver and blue star glitters, as well as larger red and silver hex glitters. It's priced at $13 for 15 ml and has a cap of 300 bottles. That Is America's Butt had a really fantastic formula. When I say this polish is extremely sparkly, it is like supernaturally sparkly. So between like having reflective glitter, holographic glitter, and just regular glitter, this is just, it's a lot going on the nail, and I absolutely loved it. So I found all of the glitters spread out very evenly and easily. This polish is also going to be extremely textured from all those glitters. I would highly recommend using a glitter smoothing top coat to pair with this polish. So I did not need to hold the bottle upside down or do any fishing for the larger glitters. They came out very easily. The polish has a ton of glitter in it. So while this is in a clear base, it could potentially be used as a topper, but I wouldn't say it's a good topper over nail art just because this has like so much glitter in it. Removal is going to be extremely messy and very difficult if you try to scrub it off. I paired it with a peel off base coat, but this will also soak off very nicely. Next up, we have Fair Maiden Polish with Forbidden Fruit. I do not have an inspiration for this one, but I do have a description, and it goes as follows. An indulgent hot pink base with a pink to orange aurora shimmer, as well as black hollow micro glitters. It's priced at $11.50 for 15 ml and has no cap. Forbidden Fruit had a really great formula. This one is fairly sheer, so you'll definitely want to build it up for the most opacity. Personally, I found in 3 coats, I did have some visible nail line. It was exaggerated because like a large part of my nail is clear, but I think that it will also translate for those of you with natural nails. Because it is so sheer, this will also work really great as a topper. The holographic glitters in here also gave this one quite a bit of texture, but I found 1 coat of top coat smoothed it out completely. I didn't have this one on for super long, so for extended wear, you might need 2 coats of top coat, but I think it would also just depend on how thick your top coat is. I really enjoyed the hot pink base paired with that aurora shimmer. I was seeing a pink to gold to green color shift in person. Removal for this polish will not be overly difficult. I soaked it off with no issues. Next up, we have Girly Bits Cosmetics. This polish was inspired by the owner Pam's love for music, and it's described as being a vibrant purple loaded with a pink shimmer and pink color shifting flakies. It's priced at $13 for 15 ml and has a cap of 250 bottles. Universal Language had a really great formula. The shimmer and flakies in this one are very color shifty. In person in the shimmer, I was seeing a pink to gold to green color shift. The flakies also have a similar color shift to the shimmer. All of those flakies spread very evenly and easily without giving off texture. I think this was going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on your own nail length. I found the third coat did add more opacity as well as just slightly deepening the base color. I could not help myself, so I also decided to swatch this one over black in 1 coat. There is something about a purple base with pink to gold to green shimmer that just does it for me, and I freaking love this one. So I did not have any issues on removal and no issues with staining. Next up, we have Glisten Glow with Amethyst Skies. This polish was inspired by the beautiful and vibrant purple skies that are rarely seen but once experienced are breathtaking and majestic. This polish is described as being an amethyst purple polish loaded with a blend of reflective pigment. It's priced at $13 for 15 ml and has no cap. Amethyst Skies had a really great formula. It was a little bit on the thicker side, but I found it applied very easily and I did not have any application issues. The reflective glitters in here are going to give this polish quite a bit of texture, so I would recommend pairing it with a glitter smoothing top coat and then going in with a second coat of top coat. If you like textured polishes, this will be fantastic without top coat. Polish will be a 2 to 3 coater depending on your nail length and personal preference. My live swatch, I did 2 coats, but for my swatch photos, I did use 3 coats. Removal will be on the difficult side, especially if you scrub it off. This one will also be on the messy side as well. I used a peel off base coat to remove this one, but soaking it off will also be great too. Alrighty, so editing Nicole here, I once again forgot to record the product shot information, so we're just gonna do it this way. Sorry, excuse the everything going on, I just finished recording the video. So the first product that I have to talk about is by Glisten Glow. This is their quick dry top coat. So this one is priced at $8 for 15 ml and has no cap. If you are new to Glisten Glow, this top coat is like a ride or die for many of us indie polish lovers. This has been voted #1 multiple times in the Indie Swatch Awards. So this top coat in particular is one of my favorite top coats for both swatching as well as just wearing for regular manicures. It dries super quick, it is super shiny, and it is also really great for nail art as well. You will want to float the brush over your design, but this does work really great for nail art. I've talked about this product many times, and I kind of feel very repetitive whenever I get to talk about it again, because like it's always a glowing review because I genuinely really like this product. I have personally purchased it multiple times. I have purchased a refill bottle multiple times, and it is just an all-around fantastic top coat. And just a heads up, the Glisten Glow top coat is, it does have toluene in it, so if you do not like the smell of toluene, I would not recommend that top coat. Next up, we have Hearts and Promises with Bring On Spring. This polish was inspired by bright spring flowers, and it is described as being a light gray magnetic crelly polish that leans light blue. It's sprinkled with a silver reflective glitter as well as assorted neon flakes and glitters. It's priced at $13 for 15 ml and has a cap of 300 bottles. Bring On Spring had a fantastic formula. I found all of the glitters spread out very evenly and easily. I didn't need to hold the bottle upside down between coats or do any fishing to get those out. I found that the magnetic pigment in this one, it magnetized easily for me. However, I feel like it was very much on the more subtle side. Definitely see it in person, but I feel like it just did not photograph well. In my opinion, the glitters and to a lesser degree, the flakies are definitely going to be the star of the show with this polish. This one also, the neon glitters will also glow under black light. This polish was opaque on me in 2 coats. However, I did use 3 coats for my swatches as I like to magnetize the final layer once the polish is opaque. Removal on this one is going to be a little bit difficult due to all of the glitters. I soaked this one off with no issues. Next up is Heather's Hues with In the Near Fuchsia. This polish was inspired by a beautiful sunset on the beach and is described as being a purple-based polish filled with a fuchsia and purple holographic micro glitters and iridescent flakes. It's priced at $12.50 for 15 ml and has no cap. The Near Fuchsia had a fantastic formula. It did start off a little bit sheer, but I found it built up for full opacity. The glitters and flakies all spread very evenly and easily. This is going to be an extremely glitter dense polish. It will also be a little top coat hungry, so I did use 2 coats of top coat to completely smooth this one out. This polish is extremely sparkly and extremely holographic. It was just absolutely gorgeous. I was really sad that it was a cloudy day out and I couldn't get like some bright sun daylight shots. So in this next shot, I did change my lighting around a little bit so you can better see just how holographic this one is. So I think this polish is going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on your nail length. If you have longer nails, you'll likely want to go in for 3 coats. Short nails should be good in 2. Removal will be very difficult and very messy if you try to scrub this one off. I wore a peel off base coat, but this will also soak off really nicely. Alrighty, and so the next product is by Heather's Hues. This is the What Is This Sorcery, aka WiTS lotion. So this lotion actually won #1 in the 2021 Indie Swatch Awards. I am so glad that the rest of the nail community agrees with me that this is like the best freaking lotion ever. I love this lotion. So this month's scent is inspired by a comforting mug of Earl Grey tea. So the scent is described as being a fresh and clean scent with notes of black tea and bergamot zest, as well as hints of rose hips, violet, and dried lily. It's priced at $7.50 for 2 ounces. and it has a cap of 50 jars. So again, I love this lotion. I purchase this lotion all the time. This is my favorite lotion for everything. So this month's scent, I went into this one definitely thinking I wasn't going to like it. I am not a tea drinker. I don't think tea smells good. But this one definitely, it is, I definitely am picking up, like, it's a very fresh and clean scent. I'm saying it's heavy on the floral, but I don't mean it's a heavy scent. I mean, it's just very floral. I personally do not gravitate towards floral scents, but I did find this one very enjoyable. I have been using this quite a bit. I've actually brought this one into our TV room so I could put this on my hands over there. To give you an idea of how much I actually genuinely like the scent, it is now my main lotion. It's my main jar over in my TV room. As always, just a warning, if you are allergic to sweet almond oil, this product does have sweet almond oil in it, so I would not recommend it for those of you with nut allergies. For everyone else, I definitely recommend it. Next up, we have Jen and Berries with I Dreamed That I Was Racing. This polish was inspired by Julie Mao after being taken over by the proto-molecule in the Expanse, and it's described as being a light aqua acrylic base with aqua shimmer and black and holographic flakes. It's priced at $12.50 for 12.5 ml and has a cap of 120 bottles. I Dreamed That I Was Racing had a really great formula. It did start off a little bit sheer, but I found it built up for full opacity on me in 3 coats. I could see short nails going in for 2 thicker coats and reaching full opacity, but if you have longer nails, you will definitely want to go in for 3 coats. The flakies all spread very evenly and easily without giving off any noticeable texture. They gave the polish a really nice sparkle, actually. I feel like this polish will lean somewhere between like a light blue and a light aqua depending on your lighting. My photos show this polish in 3 coats plus top coat. Removal will not be overly difficult or messy. Next up, we have KBShimmer with Beat You To It. This polish was inspired by the Caribbean blue water and is described as being a bold, reflective polish with a color shifting shimmer. It's priced at $11 for 15 ml and has no cap. Beat You To It had a fantastic formula. It was on the thicker side, but it applied very evenly and easily. I didn't have any application issues. Because of that thickness, it is very opaque. I could definitely see shorter nails being good in 1 coat. The shimmer effect was very strong and color shifty. I was seeing like a strong gold to green with like a bit of blue color shift to it. Due to these reflective pigments, this polish will dry down very textured. If you like textured finish polishes, you can definitely wear this one without any top coat. If you want more of a shiny, glossy finish, I think you will definitely want to go in for 2 coats of top coat. Removal will be on the difficult and messy side, especially if you try to scrub this one off. I soaked it off with minimal mess. This polish is also very pigmented, so I would definitely recommend doubling up on base coat if blues tend to stain your nails. Did not personally experience any staining. And the next product I have to talk about is the KBShimmer Sugar Scrub in Vanilla Bean. So this is priced at $10 for 9.5 ounces. The fragrance on this one is Vanilla Bean. As someone who does love vanilla fragrances, oh man, this smells so good. It smells just so good. It's definitely vanilla-y. It's very strong on the vanilla. So the KBShimmer Sugar Scrub is a sugar scrub that I personally have enjoyed and purchased many times. I would always pick this up during polish pickup for all the different fragrances. I would have to say that this month's fragrance is definitely my favorite that it's been in quite a while. I think the last one that I liked as much as this was probably the peach one. But yeah, if you do not like strong vanilla scents, you won't be happy with this one. For the rest of you who are like me and really enjoy vanilla fragrances, you're gonna love this. Next up, we have Krisable Designs with To Key or Not To Key. This polish was inspired by the Harley Quinn key from the Lock and Key graphic novels / TV series. It is described as being a black jelly base with a red metallic flake and red / gold UCC flakies. It's priced at $12.50 for 15 ml and has a cap of 100 bottles. This polish had a really great jelly formula. It did start off pretty sheer and slightly uneven, but I found it built up very nicely in 3 coats. The flakies all spread very evenly and easily without giving off any noticeable texture. The flakies really pop from that sheer black base. I feel like this polish is like fall in a bottle. It gave me very fall polish vibes for whatever reason. Because this one is on the more sheer side, I did have some visible nail line with this polish. I think depending on how thick of a coat you go in for, and depending on how long your nails are, you might have some visible nail line with this polish under like brighter lighting. So I really like this one with matte top coat. My swatches show to key or not to key in 3 coats plus both glossy and matte top coat. Next up we have LynB Designs with Prismatic Spring. This polish was inspired by Yellowstone. It is described as being a cerulean base with a purple to pink to yellow to green to blue shifting shimmer, as well as linear holographic. It's priced at $13 for 15 ml and has no cap. Prismatic Spring had a really great formula. It did start off a little bit sheer, but I found it built up for full opacity in 3 coats. The shimmer effect in here is very strong and very color shifty. I was seeing the colors in the shimmer as described. I found that the bluish greenish kind of color came in at extreme angles. So I think this polish is going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on your own personal preference. It applied very evenly, so if you don't mind obvious visible nail line, it is passable in 2 coats. Personally, I liked it in 3 coats. So nothing in here will dry down textured or be difficult to remove, and I also did not experience any staining. Next up is Moo Moo Signatures with Hey Lizzie, I Miss You. This polish is inspired by the brand owner's kids playlist and is described as being a muted brown with pink to gold to green chameleon color shift, as well as chameleon flakies, UCC flakies, and hollow flakies. It's priced at $13 for 12 ml and has a cap of 200 bottles. Hey Lizzie, I Miss You had a fantastic formula. It applied very evenly and easily, and I had 0 application issues. All of the flakes spread out very evenly as well without giving off any texture. So this polish is a little bit on the prugly side, and I love it. I just love prugly shades like this. I think it looks so fun and so beautiful. So I found that the base color to my eye was somewhere between like a khaki and a taupe. I think this was going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on your own personal preference. If you don't mind obvious visible nail line, it could be a 2 coater. Personally, I liked it in 3 coats. My photos show it in 3 coats plus 1 coat of top coat. Removal won't be overly difficult, but the flakes might give you a little bit of mess. Next up is Music City Beauty with Change is Beautiful. This polish was inspired by butterflies and described as being a light purple base with a green to gold color shifting shimmer. It's priced at $12.50 for 15 ml and has a cap of 150 bottles. Change is Beautiful had a fantastic formula. It went on very smooth and I did not have any application issues. So it started off a little bit sheer, a little bit streaky, but I found it built up to reach really nice coverage and opacity in 2 to 3 coats. It is very brush strokey when the polish is wet, but once the polish dries, you only have like very minimal brush strokes. Not so much that I would say you need to be careful with your application, just enough that if you're searching for them, you will see them. So I found that this polish has a very pearlescent kind of shimmery finish. I was seeing the shimmer as described. So my photos show this polish in 3 coats. I think it'll be a 2 to 3 coater depending on application and nail length. Next up, we have my indie polish with Because of or In Spite of. This polish is inspired by the owner Tanya's weight loss journey, and it's described as being a gray acrylic base with all of Tanya's favorite glitters. This polish will also come with a little baggie of glitter for glitter placement. It's priced at $13 and has a cap of 200 bottles. This polish had a really great formula. It does start off fairly sheer, so you will definitely want to build it up for opacity. I do think it is sheer enough that you could potentially use it as a topper as well. This polish does come with a little baggie of glitters for glitter placement. You will get stars, hearts, and little flower glitters in this one. I found for this polish that the larger glitters did sink in the bottle, so holding the bottle upside down between coats will get you out the larger glitters much easier. When I was filming my live swatch portion, I did not hold the bottle upside down, so the amount of glitters that you were seeing that I was getting at my brush is how much glitter you're going to get on your nail if you don't hold the bottle upside down between coats. For my swatch photos, I did hold the bottle upside down and I got out significantly more of those large glitters. So I think this one will be a solid 3-coater to get the most opacity. I found this polish dried down surprisingly smooth. I did pair it with a glitter smoothing top coat, but I don't know for sure if that was 100% necessary. Like, I was genuinely shocked at how smooth my nails felt. Removal will be on the difficult side if you try to scrub this polish off. I soaked it off with no issues. Next up, we have Eyed Lacquer with, well, she can't be that bad. This polish was inspired by the Green Fairy from Sleeping Beauty, and it is described as being a spring green Girly polish with a gold to green to copper shifting shimmer, as well as hollow flakies. It's priced at $12.50 for 12 ml and has a cap of 200 bottles. This polish had a really great formula. I feel like it was leaning on the line between a jelly and a Girly polish. It started off fairly sheer, so you will definitely want to build it up for opacity. I think this would look really cool over black. I don't remember why I didn't swatch it over black as well, but I think it'd be really cool over black. The shimmer effect in here is very strong and very glowy. I did not see any brush strokes through it. I don't know, I'm tongue-tied today. And the holographic element in here is very strong as well. I brought this outside. It was very cloudy and overcast, so I did not get to see the rainbows, but I could see the rainbows indoors. So I think this one is going to be a solid 3-coater to get the most opacity. Nothing in here dry down textured or will be difficult to remove. And the final non-nail polish item I have to share is by Eyed Lacquer, and this is, ooh, I forgot the label's different. And this is their Balmer. So this product was also inspired by the Green Fairy from Sleeping Beauty. The scent description on it is a sweet blend of fresh pomegranate and citrus creates a natural juicy tones for this sweet heart delight. Creamy undertones of berry and musk are sweetened with vanilla and crystal sugars. It's priced at $7.50 for 1 ounce and has a cap of 100 jars. So my nose for this one is definitely picking up. It's very creamy, very citrusy and fruity, which I didn't think would be a good combination. Like, I didn't think creamy with the citrus would be great, but it actually is surprisingly really good. I say this each month. I always find with the Balmer that the fragrance load on it is always very light. So even if it's for a scent that I don't personally love, I can still use the product because the scent on it is always very light and dissipates very quickly. It is not like a lingering scent. The Balmer as a product in general has come in very handy for me this winter. I have been keeping a jar of this one in my purse, and so every time I go out, I use the Heather's Hues lotion, and I put this on top of that, put on my gloves, and my hands stay nice and moisturized the entire time I am out. Yeah, this is definitely, like, I really genuinely enjoy this product. I also have been using it a lot on my feet before I put on my socks. I've been really liking it that way as well. And also, just a head up, this is another product that also has sweet almond oil. So if you have a nut allergy, I would not recommend this product. Next up, we have Restored by Polish with Pond Ring Spring. This polish was inspired by spring and it's described as being a pond green jelly polish with iridescent flakies. It's priced at $12 for 12 ml and has a cap of 100 bottles. Pondering Spring had a really great jelly formula. It started off a little bit sheer, but it built up very nicely. I did still have some obvious nail line with this polish in 3 coats, but I really love the way that looks, and I also really love how this is like a pruggly kind of color with some really gorgeous flakies. This polish will really be fantastic for pond manis, which I find hilarious based on the name of this polish. So the flakies all spread out very evenly and easily without giving off any texture. As I mentioned, this one is a little bit sheer, so you can definitely use this one as a topper over a variety of base colors. I swatched this one in 3 coats with both glossy and matte top coat. Removal will not be overly difficult, and I did not experience any staining. Next up is Sassy Sauce Polish with Girls Night Out. This polish was inspired by the TV show Girls Night Out. So this polish is described as being a purple thermal when cold, and when warm will change to a twinkling silver linear hollow with red shimmer, as well as UCC flakies and ghost flakies. It's priced at $12.50 for 15 ml and has a cap of 300 bottles. Girls Night Out had a really great formula. It felt slightly on the thicker side, but not unusually so for a flaky filled thermal. All those flakies spread out very evenly and easily without giving off any texture. I did have a couple larger ones pop out on my nail and I loved it. So the linear holographic base was very holographic. This is going to really be like bam, rainbows in your face. The thermal aspect in this polish started changing on me right away. I found it was exactly as described. The Cold State Purple is a very pink leaning purple in my opinion. So I swatched this polish in 3 coats plus 1 coat of the Sassy Sauce Polish top coat, and that smoothed it out completely for me. I think this is going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on your own personal preference. I did 3 coats, but it was basically opaque on me in 2. Next up we have Treo Lacquer with Eyed Pisces. This polish was inspired by the zodiac sign Pisces. It is described as being a bright blue jelly filled with a contrasting aurora shimmer, as well as a sprinkling of copper and iridescent indigo glitters. It's priced at $13 for 15 ml and has a cap of 160 bottles. Eyed Pisces had a wonderful jelly formula. It does start off fairly sheer, but I found the coverage was very even. This will be a fantastic topper, but I really liked it in 3 coats. I thought the glitters in here gave it a very unique look on the nail, which I definitely appreciated. So the shimmer was very strong and very glowy. I was mainly seeing the orange color shift in person. The glitters all spread very evenly and easily without giving off any noticeable texture. A glitter smoothing top coat won't be necessary for this polish. My photos show Eyed Pisces in 3 coats plus both glossy and matte top coats. Removal won't be overly difficult. I soaked this one off with no issues. And the final polish I have to share is by Twisting Nether Lacquer, and this is called Cosmic Love. This polish was inspired by the song Cosmic Love by Florence and the Machine. It is described as being a black to red multichrome base with a magnetic multichrome pigment, as well as silver holographic and reflective glitters. It's priced at $15 for 15 ml and has a cap of 200 bottles. So heads up, I goofed on swatching this 3rd coat. So here you're seeing the 3rd coat. Now I'm adding a 4th coat because I just wanted to show the application and the magnetizing one more time. I forgot to hit record when I did the 3rd coat, so that's what you're seeing here. Sorry. So this polish had a fantastic formula. I feel like the magnetic multichrome pigment in this gives this black to red multichrome just a little bit of a different look than your typical black to red multichrome. Honestly, I did not even realize it was a black to red multichrome polish until I read the description. In person, the colors that I was seeing was like a black base with like a blue to purple to red kind of shifting multichrome. The holographic in here was very sparkly and added with the reflective glitter. It was absolutely stunning. This polish did not dry down overly textured, so I used 1 coat of top coat to completely smooth it out. I found it magnetized very easily for me. It wasn't the strongest magnetic pull, but it did magnetize very easily. And so that is everything. Favorites. I forgot to decide what I wanted for favorites. Hold on.
A few moments later.
Alright, I just selected which ones were going to be favorites. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. I probably did though. I think my top pick polish this month is going to be the My Indie Polish. I always feel weird saying polish twice. The My Indie Polish offering called Because of or In Spite of. Those chunky glitters. They got me. You all know I love this brand, especially when they do chunky glitters. And if you did not know already, My Indie Polish is going out of business this year. This is going to be one of their final releases, so definitely jump on that. Next top pick is going to be the Crystal Knockout Polish. I am a huge Animal Crossing fan. I have been playing that game series for a very long time, and I always geek out when I see a Animal Crossing related nail polish. So yeah, so the fact that this one was inspired by Celeste from Animal Crossing, and the fact that it had like a ton of glitters in it, especially the chunky glitters. But yeah, I just thought the polish as a whole was really fun, really fantastic, and I love glitter. I'm sorry, I just love glitter polish. And speaking of glitter, my 3rd top pick is going to be the Hearts and Promises polish. What's it called? Bring on spring. We've got a rainbow neon glitter mix in, once again, a gray base. This is just what I like. I will say, in person, I don't remember seeing the reflective glitter like super strongly in this one. Even though this one isn't like super in your face reflective, I still really enjoyed just like the neon glitter mix in a gray base. The magnetic effect wasn't super strong. Honestly, if I wear this one for personal wear, I probably wouldn't bother magnetizing it because like I didn't think it was that big of a difference between being magnetized versus unmagnetized. That's personal preference. Like, you can see the magnetic effect, but I just feel like I just like it either way. Next top pick is going to be the Heather's Hues polish. Yeah, it's purple. I love Heather's polishes, and this one's a super holographic, super pretty. It actually really reminded me of, this is a throwback. So many years ago, Fun Lacquer did a collaboration with Simply Nailogical, and they had a polish in there. I can't remember what it was called. They're not dupes, only I'm saying that because this one has flakies in it, and I feel like the other one was more purple. I can't remember, but in my brain, when I was looking at this, it was making me think of that polish. I have to go through my Helmers and check it out to see if it's actually anything similar, because it's been driving me crazy and I haven't had time to check yet. Next up for favorites, we're gonna have the Fair Maiden Polish Forbidden Fruit. It's pink. There's shimmer that has like a golden shift to it. Obviously, I'm going to say I love it because that's what I like. But yeah, I really like this one, and I feel like the the black glitters in here gave this a really nice touch as well. And the final top pick is going to be the KBShimmer polish. So this one, the color of this one is just absolute perfection. I have found that the KBShimmer reflective polishes tend to be on the thicker end of the spectrum, but they also tend to be the most opaque out of all of the various reflective polishes that I've tried so far. So this one was a 2-coater on me. I think if your nails are shorter than mine, you could definitely get away with 1 coat. I really like how textured this one is because I really love textured polishes. Really like this one. I also want to give a honorable mention to the KBShimmer Sugar Scrub because I love that vanilla scent. I love strong vanilla fragrances, and that one was perfect for me. And then I also want to give an honorable mentions to the Heather's Hues What Is This Sorcery Lotion, only because when I read that the scent was Earl Grey tea, I thought it was going to smell really bad, to be honest. Like, I'm not a tea drinker, and I don't think tea smells the greatest. So when I sniffed that one and I actually really liked the scent, I was genuinely surprised. So that's also going to be an honorable mention for me. Alright, and so that is everything. I would love to know what everyone else is planning on picking up for polish pickup. Have you done your wish listing yet? I think I might do a wish list video. I haven't decided yet. But I would love to know what everyone else is planning on picking up because I am nosy. So once again, polish pickup opens this Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. If you are shopping on the UK site, it opens up on Thursday. So depending when I get this video up, it may or may not be open. Probably is open by the time I get this up. We're running a little late. Don't mind me. Alright, so thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget that like button on your way out. If you have not yet subscribed, I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.
Say hi, everyone. Meow.